And welcome back. Joseph, he's all over you this morning. 31, 32 degrees out there. Tom says it's starting to sleet, so you need to get to work. Hurry up and get to work. Buckle up, too. Be very careful. It's not going to be that bad today. We should see some flurries here shortly. High temperatures today of 40, so no worries of anything sticking for quite some time. Tomorrow, definitely all going to be gone with high temperatures around 52, 53 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, though, with low temperatures around 33. Beautiful Saturday. Get out and enjoy. You're going to see some sunshine. And then Sunday, the rain returns as well as Monday.
Hey, before I go any further, let's talk about our Pastor Dusty McLemore's newest grandchild, 7th one, just arrived earlier this morning down at the hospital.
Scout McCall.
Yeah, there she is right there.
Beautiful.
Already. Joe Dare.
Everyone's doing well.
There's Dusty.
Proud Papa. Proud Papa.
Congratulations.
He got now.
Yeah, huh? 7.
7.
Yeah.
Our first, Joseph, y'all used to work together.
Yeah, we sure did. In fact, you worked over, like I say, in the material processing area.
Materials combustion facility.
We did a lot of testing of the external tank of the space shuttle's materials.
First of all, tell us, you carved this.
That's what it means. Not just that one.
Actually, when I was a kid growing up, I had a love, and I carved my mother's broomsticks. And I took a whittling knife and cut my mom's broomsticks off because it was hardwood. Oh. But if anyone knows anything about hardwood, it's a specialty type wood in dendrology, the study of dendrology. There's over 20,000 different species woods available in the open market today. So it's musical notes to me, like a guitar player, and I play guitar, but it's like a musical note. Each wood lends itself to a color, to a smell, to the hardness. And so when I got in the shuttle business, I decided to use my passion and develop it into making these shuttle models for the crews as they were on orbit, as an analogous to them not seeing any borders in space. I take wood from Alabama and blend it with wood from Africa, with wood from South America, with wood from Israel, and I blend them all together. And so they deemed me.
Assuming you have a workshop.
I do have a workshop. I built my home 20 years ago, and so I have a workshop off my garage, and it's heated, and of course I got a vacuum system and everything. So, but that's my passion. I developed my passion early in life, and so I found my niche in my vocation.
You've done 450 of these?
I've done those 450 over a 30-year period of time.
Now this one's extremely special. Look at all the signatures.
That's right. That's right. I had an opportunity, and some of the models, of course, through the years, I got, John Glenn. Of course, as you know, he's 93 years old today and was sort of an American icon. And so I got a lot of signatures for crews coming back for the first, like Eileen Collins, the first female commander. She signed some models. Mm-hmm. And Mae Jemison and some of the other folks.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to up you one on people who've been in space.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about a lady that I knew and interviewed and did a story on. I was in 31. Miss Baker.
Miss Baker, yeah. Well, sure, absolutely. She, of course, is buried today out at the Alabama Space and Rocket Center. She was very
the monkey, yeah.
The monkey, that's right. Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Miss Baker, absolutely.
All right, you wrote this book. Scott Shuttleman Phillips, right here, Memoir of a Space Shuttle Team Member.
Right.
And you say it's sold out?
Sold out Amazon this past week.
How long's the book been out?
The book has been out since December 23rd. And we had a preliminary I was down at the Kennedy Space Center for Thanksgiving, and we had a book signing because the publisher released 1,000 books to us. We sold half of those because my work is just known around the industry, and I'm absolutely blown away that it's taken off like it has. It's a North Alabama story. A lot of folks that worked on the shuttle program live here in Athens, so it's their story also. So everyone, I think, has a story. I know they have a story. My hook, of course, was I was the last technician out of STS-1 in 1981, and I removed that ribbon, and I kept it. And so when we decided to write the book, the publisher nailed it and said, hey, that's the #1 engineered item to be removed from the from any astronomical type thing, and so we put it on the cover of our book, and that's.
How many shuttle takeoffs have you witnessed?
I've actually, myself personally, we've flown 135 missions. I've seen over probably 30 and real eyes. I did miss Challenger. That was one of the first I did miss in real time. But I did work the final mission, 135. Not only did I work on the first, I worked on the last also. But I was a working guy. So it was a great program. It was just a wonderful program that really inspired the world to reach for the stars.
What is your fascination with space?
Well, I believe that space for this economy is going to be necessary because it inspires people. I was inspired as a young boy at the age of 10 when we landed on the moon. I wanted to attach myself to something larger than myself. But I didn't really have a way of doing that at the age of 10. But I did know this. I needed to be prepared. I went to school, took good advice, and had a good work ethic.
You were 10.
I was 10, but my father and my brother made sure I had a good work ethic. I baled hay, I mowed grass, I threw newspapers. Never thinking I'd ever get in the space program, but I knew I wanted to do the right thing. So serendipitously, my dad got us to Huntsville, Alabama.
Go back to that word you just.
Serendipitously.
We don't use that word a lot on that.
Okay.
That's such a great word.
Well,
We barely can say it.
well, but the fact is that I never anticipated ever getting into the space program. It was an opportunity that was presented to me at the age of 19. I just graduated high school. And I got on the ground floor of the testing of the space shuttle program. But I brought my love for dendrology, the study of hardwoods, within my vocation. Okay? And then I started carving these models. And then as I went on, we went through the hard times, which was Challenger.
Right.
My boss was overwhelmed. He left a $10 million inventory on my head at the age of 26. I could have done one of two things. I could have quit, or I could have persevered. And for 33 months, I persevered. And I was a seasoned individual after the Challenger. And of course, we went to fly again.
Now, have you met all the astronauts and all the...
I've met a lion's share of them because they would come to Marshall to debrief us, and then the protocols that I would get in would include these shuttle models. And Scott up there remembers that, where I would get in line and, of course, get a view with the astronauts and get a special behind the scenes once in a while because they like my work.
Of course.
He was a popular guy when the astronauts would come back. They would come to Mars.
I just got a reputation for doing it, and they always would come and say, "What's Phillips got going on now?" So I would always, but each model has different woods in it, so it's a unique model, and so I got them to sign them. So Eileen Collins signed them, Mae Jemison, all the first folks signed them, and today they're actually calling me today to leave a legacy to their families because they want to have a continuity to their grandchildren. And
Is there anything in the space industry you didn't go up?
no, I did not. No, I didn't go up.
Is that something you always dreamed of doing?
I actually am deaf on my right side. I actually could not. I signed up to be in the military initially, but of course I was rejected because of my hearing issue. So I focused mainly on engineering and my woodcrafting and stuff like that. So it would have been great to go up. I've been in the bird, many times. It was very exciting, very exciting. And
You've been in the
actual shuttle, yeah, oh yeah.
The cockpit.
Huh?
The cockpit.
Yeah, I've been. Oh,
Awesome.
sure. Oh, yeah. We had. I worked in the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and I have the stories in there. And we actually were part of the test team that actually verified ET1 before it's made in flight.
I got to tell you, I would have thought, from my point of view, this would be the most boring thing I could ever listen to. But you have somehow, in the short time I've known you, made this very interesting.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I say, I want to inspire the next generation. I want to recall. Really, what people are asking me is, why am I doing what I'm doing? And the fact is, I really want to keep the flame of inspiration burning for human space flight through the legacy of the space shuttle program. We did fly 135 missions. We lost 14 people. And we actually rewrote the books of cosmology for the world through the Hubble telescope, and we built the largest international space station on orbit. The pharaohs of Egypt would have adored. Think of this, guys. 5,000 years of man's recorded history. What did we do for 4,900 of those years? We rode horses.
Yeah.
It's just been in the last 100 years that we have this technology here, and the last 50 years we landed another man on a moon, and then last 10 years we've seen a sunset from Mars. So we live in fantastic times, and I want our next generation to understand the beauty of that. So what the next 100 years in space travel is going to be very spectacular.
Do you think there are children out there quite as smart as you were at age 10 years old with knowing what you wanted to do and having kind of a vision of what you wanted your future to be?
It was a different age in the sense that my father motivated. My sister Deb was the press secretary to John Glenn when he ran for president. So my sister Debbie Phillips is a journalist major, and she lives in Martha's Vineyard now. But she actually inspired me. She actually went to Ohio State University, got her master's in Harvard, and actually became the press secretary to the governor of the state of Ohio. So I was inspired by just a family member. And so my dad really strived for all 5 of his kids. My brother's gone now, but my brother worked for Boeing. He worked in the space station program. And so we're just kind of a...
Now, your wife is mentioned on the cover here. Did she help you write this book?
Diane actually is a writer. Diane actually found my voice. The thing about the writing element is I actually am a historian, so I collected all the pictures that you see in the book, of course all the first-hand stories. I have a tendency to prattle on about what I accomplished. She says, no one wants to know that. Show, don't tell. She taught me, show, don't tell. So if anybody writes a book, show, don't tell.
I like that.
So all I did was relay the stories. Diane is watching. She's a fantastic writer. In fact, we'll be traveling together. I have 2 boys. So Diane and I, our team effort was put into this, and she allowed me to stay home for 3 years to write the book. So
I'm going to get back cranking on my book. I'm looking for somebody to help me.
I was actually blessed. I started my family late in life, got married when I was 35, and I had my boys when I was 39 and 40. So I have a 14 and a 15-year-old.
What are their interests? I'm curious.
Tyler is getting into woodworking.
Okay.
Of course, they love the video games. They're homeschooled because we travel. And then Christian is a software type of guy. He loves computers. He's just a computer guy all the way through.
Well, if the book is sold out on Amazon, how can they get it?
Well, you can get it at www.removebeforeflightbook.com, and you will receive a free bookmark, which is an artifact of the actual ribbon, and you'll get also a signature. I'll sign it to the individual.
As you're going to do this when you write something good about me.
I will certainly do that, Jamie. I will certainly do that. And then I throw in a little surprise in the book, just a little surprise. So when you open it up, you'll see a little surprise.
So you say y'all travel a lot.
We do. We just got back from the Kennedy Space Center. We ate at Denny's for Thanksgiving. First time I'd ever done that. But Jim Kennedy down there, the former director, had us down there at the Atlantis Museum. And so we did very well down there. And my carvings are starting to take hold more for the public now. I'm now releasing them to the public.
So you are living a dream come true.
Well, I'll tell you. I sometimes have to pinch myself in the sense that it was scary when I retired because it meant a cut in pay. Obviously I lost my income. I saved enough to support myself for about 3 years.
Wife and kids on their own.
Oh, yeah, they're on there. But the reality of it is, like I say, I got married late in life, so I put enough nuts up away so to be able to weather a 5-year storm. So we're in 3 years into it. The Lord has blessed me. The fact that I really have a message to be inspired by the previous generation, to be prepared, to seize the opportunity, to work your passion within your opportunity, go through the tough times like we all will with death and sickness and things like I did with Challenger. Then you get to the point in life where you invest in yourself, and it causes a reinvention. And then you live the legacy.
Well, let me stop right there and take my first break of the second half hour.
Wow.
Stay where you are. We'll take a break, come right back. We'll talk about
Joseph.
Finally. Yes. Y'all hang on.